What is going on, guys? We are back with another episode in our Nighthawks Relocation Fantasy Draft franchise. It's the biggest week of the season, specifically for the Cowboys, and maybe more desperately than we think for ourselves, as we are 8-5 going up against that Dallas team that is 2 wins ahead of us. Might be 3 wins. I'd imagine this is their bye week, or they're coming up close on their bye week. And as you can see, we're a bit behind. Of course, Washington's kind of creeping up, and if we were to lose every game, go 8-9, I don't imagine we're going to be a playoff team. Obviously, we just had a bit of a disappointing loss going up against a team that is a lower record, but a good team nonetheless. You can see they're overall 85 overall, beating us in literally every rating. And we, of course, kind of handed the game away on top of it with bad plays, so you can easily see why we lost. But we had a chance to win as well, so it's not like, you know, we just got completely outplayed. We just made too many mistakes, which ended up costing us the game. But let's go on to Week 15. Maybe we have a breakout, maybe not. But one thing's for sure is, like we said, a very important week here. And yeah, they did have their bye week. So going forward, I mean, we know what we need to do. We need to win out and hope Dallas loses a game, maybe even 2. As far as players of the week go, I'm sure this isn't going to be depressing for us, right? As, of course, John Johnson gets Player of the Week. That brings up memories. Love it. Of course, here is the roster, at least for now, as obviously we have practice coming up and we could have an injury. We seem to get injured at practice all the time, but this is what the squad looks like. A squad that, I mean, overall there was great performances from both sides at certain aspects, but it didn't seem like they were in sync. The offense was really bad at the worst time, and the defense got really bad right when we needed them the most at the end, right when the offense is starting to get it going. So it just wasn't an in-sync unit, and overall we just really weren't great at all. But like I said, we had our moments, just not enough of them, as we, of course, are playing against the Dallas Cowboys. We'll take a look at their roster. Obviously, we've played them a few times now, but, you know, things change. Injuries happen. Dak at the quarterback spot. James Conner is a pretty decent running back. His speed is actually looking really good. Lockett, Fuller, Pascal, Mark Andrews is a super tough guy to stop. Rashawn Slater, great left tackle, decent left guard, iffy center. Right guard's great. Right tackle's pretty damn bad. Left end is solid. Right end is solid. DTs are iffy, so you definitely want to run the ball if we can. Keanu Neal, solid. Kenneth Murray, solid. And the Lorenzo Card is kind of just a speed demon. Cornerbacks, really good cornerback in Lattimore. Just got done playing Xavier Howard, who was a freaking handful, and he had his way with us pretty much. Hey, handfuls and way with us, my favorite combination. Cornerback 2 and 3, though, I mean, they're kind of like good players, but they are pretty slow. But obviously, you expect Fenton to be great in zone coverage, but Lattimore is better in man-to-man, so they might just be mixing it up a lot. Of course, Malik Hooker, decent player, and then Ronnie Harrison, decent, but slower, so maybe able to pick on that a little bit. Special teams looks pretty good for them in general. But as far as what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to stop the short pass, which these little hook plays and these like curl routes and these, you know, kind of comeback type routes are all just killing us. And obviously Mark Andrews is a big body, great player. So short route defense, and we're probably going to attack the inside of the field on them on the defensive line. So let's go with short, and then of course attack the run. Oh my god, right up the middle, I suppose, is what we're going to attack. Wait, is Daron Payne in? I thought he was injured. Please tell me he's injured. That's what they said. That's kind of why I said attack the inside today. You've heard of practice injuries, but have you heard of practice recoveries? Their players come back during practice. Ours decide to get injured and leave, which, the worst timing possible. Stephen Booker is added to that list. Come on, man. Can we just stay healthy? And we have a healthy number of upgrades to get to. Yeah, I said it. We really don't, but I wanted to say it. Of course, Maddox is playing way better than his overall suggestion. I don't really need him to be a pass rusher, but you can get block shed with these anyways, and that's what we did. Unfortunately, no power move, but still an okay upgrade. Kind of iffy upgrade for Jabril Cox. Really trying to get better guys to stop the run, as our linebackers are pretty good at covering. It just really can't get through the lanes, can't get through the blocks, but Drake Jackson with a +2 to finesse. He's definitely been really quiet ever since becoming a superstar, and we're hoping to turn that around for him if we can. I've always wanted this guy to be a god, but he's just, you know, even though he's still kind of young, he just doesn't have a spot on the team. Even Togiai was pretty good for us, and yet we let him kind of just disappear on the roster. You know, number 3 comes in every once in a while if there's an injury, but that's about it. Huge divisional matchup, and despite how important it is and how interesting it is, you still don't see it being a primetime game. Not even like a 4 o'clock slot. It's literally an afternoon special, and it's really not all that special with the time slot they gave us, obviously. But Dak Prescott is going to try and lead his team to, I believe, the division title if he wins this game for them, as I don't think we'll have enough to come back. And I'm going to be honest with you, yes, there's a little bit of an open dome. A bit of a waste to fly jets over a dome in general. Obviously, the place looks great, even though we're division rivals. So, boo! Looks awful. What, that's... I would have gotten a screen with 6 more inches, which, of course, personally, I would love in general to have that many more. Of course, here we are. I don't know who's going to get the ball first, but I do know our cornerback squad could be screwed. Melifonwu activating from number 4 to number 2 as he's the best equipped to play the boundary side. Of course, if he struggles, could put Sean Wade there. He's deceptively big, actually. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a react and see kind of situation. Usually it's just one guy beating us, and that's Mark Andrews. Yeah, of course, James Conner as well, but, you know, receiver-wise. So we'll see what happens in this game. We'll just, you know, adjust accordingly. And it appears we will be kicking the ball first, which is always a nice thing to have. Although it seems like anytime we get the ball at half, we kind of look ahead to like, oh, look at, like, imagine what would happen if, you know, we were to actually able to score here. And it's like, yeah, well, you just threw a pick 6, so it doesn't matter. But here comes Dak Prescott coming out. I'm pretty sure was having a good year. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not so much. That's quite a bit of interceptions. And, I mean, if there's anything we know, it's quarterbacks throwing picks. To us and from us. Unfortunately. Of course, bringing a bit of the house. Anderson going to come up a little bit and gets kind of crushed. Woolen and company bringing him down. Did Anderson get back up and make a play on him? Because he kind of got thrown to the side. Out the club, in the club. Who even cares? And Tyson Anderson missing. But Woolen, strong as can be, containing that side. Yeah, we're not going to bring the blitz. But we're going to make it look like we are. Maybe make him hesitate. But if Connor comes out with a route right away, it's going to be a run. And Connor actually sells. And it's going to be a punt. Well, probably at least. So play your game normally and don't get desperate. Of course, looking at our numbers, the last week was not a positive game for us, but overall the season stats still look pretty good, and that's obviously not including the rushing numbers, which also in their own right may look kind of iffy because we fumbled a lot. Not always going into their possession, but in general, a lot of fumbles, and that is maybe not the best decision when it's supposed to be a dive play. Almost a predetermined of Woodley is I just don't think they're going to cover him. They do cover him. We're going to be on the run. Gamble. Going to take a gamble and run. Gaining about 24 yards on the play. Maybe he had someone deep, but I was kind of just locked in the zone of just running. I looked downfield, but I didn't really see anything so blaringly open. And I just played it safe and did what we could. Of course, we're going to do it again as there is nobody containing the inside of the field, and we were just talking about fumbles, and this is going to be a touchdown. Oh, and maybe not. Is Sweat okay? Does it look like he maybe pulled something in his leg and just completely stopped? Not really sure how Gamble's not getting the slide here, but somehow doesn't, and it's going to be a fumble, which has once again become a very real issue as of late. Of course, kind of back at square one, but in a way not, because obviously they're a lot closer than they would have been pre-punt. And of course, that's not an easy man to take down if you're Josiah Scott. He's a very small guy. Taking down Tariq Cohen, even with all his freaking knee injuries, would be tough for him. But of course, good effort, and it will be, a minimal gain. It's something positive for the squad. As Burns is kind of working, not really getting his job. Oh, no, the stiff arm to the 2. Not really doing his job as Ertz is going to get it to the 2, like we just said, and put them in a really good spot to score the first points of the game. First and goal, could be a run. Why wouldn't you? That's why we're bringing the blitz, and that's why you wouldn't. Oh, my, you wouldn't mind, because James Conner is a stiff arm machine. All right, back out. They're going to run the ball up the middle. Nice little cutback, but no blocks. And right as we're about to go down, somebody holds on top of it. So another negative play going back 10 yards. 1st and 18, maybe looking back to Ferguson, but this is a little predetermined in my book. And we probably did have it, but I like the blocks as well. Well, I did for a moment, and then nobody contained the proper sources that we needed, but still a manageable 2nd and 12. Looking for those out routes. This is a tough throw to Ferguson's side if that's going to be our predetermined. And speaking of predetermined, that is a dot of a throw. Ronnie Harrison, thankfully, just a bit too slow to make the play there. It's now going to be a 3rd and inches after what looked to be a very unsuccessful drive after that holding call. And instead, it is going to be a 1st down continuation. Jackie Gibbs, who hasn't really played a huge part in our ground game as of late, going to get the handoff here and turn it into a decent gainer and another fumble. Cowboys ball. Of course, you see there, he got absolutely destroyed as Ronnie literally just sent him away. He actually just sent him away. Look at this hit. Oh, my. All right, not a good start to the game. I'll let you know that one. 2 fumbles in the 1st quarter. Come with the blitz. Last second back off. The curls are just literally wide open. What a cut move, and he almost did it again. I don't remember Tyler Lockett being a superstar last time we played, and I definitely don't remember him juke moving like that. I'll tell you what. Whether he was a superstar or not, I'll tell you, I don't remember him juking like that. 1st and 10. Don't really need the deep safety too much, and there we go. Coverage sack. The slants took too long to develop on man coverage, which is impressive by the DBs. And Jordan Davis is going to get another sack. I was about to say, what is his sack totals? And apparently it's double digit. I'm really impressed. Of course, Burns burning, but maybe a little bit too tough. Of course, we cannot tackle for crap. All of our short tackle guys are just not making their plays either. Of course, still a 3rd and 7, which isn't the worst. But it could have been a 3rd and a lot shorter if we just make the damn tackle. Jordan Davis, that huge man he is. Can't win his club over. The tight end's looking pretty open. So is the running back, who is just killing us. And in for the touchdown is James Conner. Oh, my Lord. Maybe we do need to go to a little bit more. Man! And how did Wade not block that? There we go, though. Finally, Wade's kind of waking up a little bit, getting back into his return swing or his block swing. Of course, we do get ball at half. We're down 14, but it's not like an unmanageable 14. Yeah, it's still really early. Really don't trust anyone with the ball at this point, but definitely not the guys that are already in the backfield pre-play. We got our guys just like running into each other. That is a dot, by the way. Considering under pressure across his body, running away from the play, that is kind of a throw and a half. Of course, I don't even remember ever running this. I kind of want a drag from... I like this, actually. We'll go see what we got. And that is a tough one, but it gets there, of course. Not sure what that exclamation point was. Maybe they were trying to tell us, like, we forgot what the button was. I don't know what it was, but works out. Doesn't matter. I don't hate the look, but I think it's also going to, like, intersect. I'd rather just do this. And Sky Moore should, in theory, be open. And that is going to be him open again. 3 straight catches, I believe, on the drive so far. Kind of awakening him a little bit after last week's pretty strugglesome affair. Let's take a look at the play action. We're obviously not really having a great running game, but the play action game is kind of opened up. Is that Sky again? It is. And he's going to cut it upfield to the 4. Is that against Lattimore so far all drive too? Because he's crushing it. I don't want to get too predictable and run the ball and, cost us, but let's run it on 1st and goal regardless. Get some blocks, and oh, wow, what a clothesline by, who was that? Rankins, I believe. That's a pretty good defensive play by him because that looked like a walk-in. 2nd and goal from the 1 right before the 2nd quarter, and oh my God, who is this time? Is that Trayvon Walker? I think it may be. We got a little ahead of ourselves. I honestly don't think they can cover Hawkins here, though. And they can't. Hit as he's throwing, delivers a perfect ball, and a very close call touchdown. I'll tell you what, though, that man Sky Moore got absolutely robbed of a touchdown on that drive. He might have been open there, I don't know. But in general, like, he should have scored a touchdown considering how much effort he put on. And no! Come on! Good tackle at the end, but 2 missed tackles leading to 9 yards. Could have been a gain of like 3. I think it was Stearns once again that got beat, even though he's been really good at tackling all season, but struggling here in this one today. And there's nobody on him. There's literally no one running routes. How are we not covering James Conner? We brought 5, but it was man coverage. James Conner isn't like some twitchy back. It shouldn't be hard to keep track of him. Now, getting like stiff-armed and stuff, what a hit by Tyndall, I can understand because he's a big guy. 3 wide receivers. I think we're going to put Scott in a flat. We're still blitzing, though. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks even more. Thank you. Malafanu with the tackle to the 22-yard line. It seems like the more athletic you are on this team, the worse you are at tackling. Just makes no sense. It really makes no sense because Woolen has been like the only guy to single-handedly take down James Conner. And we miss, but you know who doesn't? Brian Burns, who just absolutely destroys him. Going a little bit more defense to stop the pass game. Maybe we should go with man coverage here as Tyson Anderson is making a really good one-on-one tackle, but Maddox kind of steals it. But that's all right. It works out. Are we in man coverage here? Oh, no. Actually, not terrible. Almost picked. Almost PI as well, though. So I'm just glad that it was just ruled as kind of like a 50-50, no one wins, no one's flagged kind of situation. This is nearly impossible at the time, and they will get the field goal on it. But once again, cutting into that deficit, hardcore. All that matters to me is we're making progress. It would be really nice to not be in a losing situation one of these games, but hey, that's the situation we find ourselves in a lot. Look, it's still possible. I just really don't trust the defense. And that's pretty good blocking, but 59, Lorenzo Carter, who we kind of made fun of earlier before the game started. Really good hustle play by him to come off the edge and make the play. They're kind of bringing some rush, but I think if they don't read the quarterback, he could be making some plays here. And he will kind of. I mean, he gets a couple. Play didn't really work last time, but we're going to get a little more direct with it. We're in some trouble. And they're not going to get there in time, and of course, we're going to take another hit. I'm not even worried about Gamble being injured. I'm just worried about him fumbling, man. His fumbling has been a real problem, and I got to admit, we're not really doing a whole lot to protect him or deter that behavior. And we're on the run instantly again. Across his body, that's a good throw. Tutu Atwell in prime position to get murdered, though, but didn't. Of course, even though we've turned the ball over multiple times, like Dak Prescott, we've had a very accurate game, and we're going to try to keep that going this game if we can, as he's 7 for 7, and we get a first down with Hawkins, who's really not running well. I mean, seeing some people saying, hey, run the ball more, but it's just not working, man. And really the only thing that's working is the read option. And they didn't really see anything come in. Hawkins had a chance, but Lorenzo Carter, once again, he's playing a little free range. It's kind of working for him, but one of these times he's going to be way out of position, and you never know. Of course, I think the safety's going to draw over to Ferguson. This could be a big play for Sky Moore. Uh-oh. And we're just going to throw this away. Barely out of the pocket. Like, barely. Almost forced that in, and that would have been a really bad decision, I think. He's going to force it into Ferguson. I don't think he was open. Speaking of being open or not, maybe off that side. And that's a late read. Good try. Corners all over, and Lattimore is doing a good job. I did not know that was 3rd and 2. 62 yards in the dome. Wind because the dome's open. This could benefit us. We're going to go for it. The kick is pretty much perfect. And while it doesn't do a whole lot long-term, well, I mean, short-term, I suppose, it gets us back within 7, but it does also give them the perfect amount of time to score before half, which would just derail any momentum we were gaining. They scored a touchdown here, I mean, and we didn't get another score before half. That could be just like the game. Like, it could literally be enough to just say, wow, we've lost. I don't think it's ever that clear-cut, but as far as, like, realistically goes, it's a really long shot if we don't. Oh, come on. They will get called for a hold, which, I mean, they got a decent line, but they don't have that good of a line. Finally, they're calling something, the damn holding ass Cowboys. It's actually going to be a loss of 8, not counting what they would have already gained as well, so it's a pretty huge penalty. Into the outside. Come on, Melifonwu. They're going to gain like most of that back and stop the clock. Zone really has not been it for us, but at the same time, I don't feel comfortable leaving anyone in man coverage against Connor because he's apparently a god, I guess. And that's an okay take. It would be if we actually made our plays. Good job by Melifonwu with the hit. He's been aggressive all day. If we actually made our tackles, we legitimately cannot tackle for crap. We're going to bring the man coverage press. We're way out of position with Anderson. That is a pancake. Also a flag, though. I thought that pancake might have been a hold, and they might have just called it late. They called a late illegal block in the back. But that's A-okay in my book. Bailed by the refs. Who would have thought? Come on, Jordan. He does a good job, but not in time as Carmichael should have got a grab on his legs, didn't, and this is literally the perfect drive for them so far. I don't know what to tell you. I literally do not know how to win this game right now. As Burns trying everything he can. Of course, this time it won't really go in their favor too much. We just really need the pressure to do something. Like, it's got to improve. Let's go with a pressure on Pascal. A press? We got to leave the running back. If we don't cover that deep wheel, we're giving up a touchdown. We're supposed to be there for James, but there's nobody on mark. Empty backfield here. We got the press on the outside. It's going to be a tough job for Tyndall to cover Ertz, but also come back across in case. And like we said, and that is a dot. He threw it in behind where we were running up. Of course, got to be careful of that throw over the middle to the tight end, and instead they go to Pascal, and it's a touchdown. We literally said this is the worst possible outcome, and unless we do something in 57 seconds, that may be a reality. Of course, from the 28-yard line, kind of looking for the in-play, and we're just not going to get there. And I thought I could outrun him. Kind of forgot who the edge rushers were on this team. And with this play, honestly, I probably would have called a timeout if I'm them, but they're also just happy to be in a pretty decent lead right now. And that's, I mean, an okay play. He's going to get out of bounds, which doesn't really hurt or help us because, once again, I'm not really feeling it. I kind of feel like I might just take a shot here, and with the timeouts we have, it would at least set up a field goal if we got it. Be a 2-2 Atwell play more than likely. Or Ferg if he gets the one-on-one. And we're just going to chuck it. Oh, Sky Moore! And he's down to the 25. What a play. We kind of just had to throw it up as nobody really got open. I mean, maybe the tight end right out the gate, but that's like, what, 10 yards? And, of course, it's going to lead to a little bit of a, consolation prize, if you will. Kind of gotten torched. And when you consider where, Sky Moore, like how he played last week, it's impressive. It's really impressive for him to bounce back like this, but will it all be for nothing? Let's see if we can actually climb back into this one. Down 11, but with ball at half. I think as far as what we need to do, I think medium passing is going to be the biggest thing, and I think we hit it right in the head. They've killed us with the short pass game, and we're going to continue to try and limit it. Langwu on the return was close before half. Not really looking great here as he's going to only get to the 21. So many players up. The run game is just like a non-call every freaking game, it feels. Oh, nice blocks. Hawkins tries to break it left, gets about 13. 34 rushing yards for number 34. Of course, they've got a lot of wide receiver looks for, to handle. And with that, they're going to leave the running back open, and he's going to gain yet another first down for exactly 12 again. Of course, now I say 12, and it's 13. Thank you, game. I mean, referees. This play, I don't know what to think. Like, it doesn't seem good. Yeah, that just never worked. Of course, the way they cut in, you would think that he's running towards the line of scrimmage, which is why I waited just to make sure I wasn't throwing a pick, but it's not really how it went, unfortunately, but it's not the biggest loss in the world. And we knew it was going to be open to Sky Moore because he had to cover the running back, a first down, utilizing angles, realizing they didn't have enough personnel to make the stop. And working it through, working it out well. Of course, this play, they're kind of intersecting, but I do like that. And that's the greatest defensive player of all time running down the field. Oh, my God. Of course, look at the size difference. Obviously, Hawkins is a small man. That is absurd. This is intercepted. That is crazy, dude. There's literally nothing you can do about that. That is literally the greatest defensive play of all time. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's going to throw it right to where we were supposed to be. Of course, we kind of had to play multiple things as with the blitz. We were leaving things open. Oh, my Lord. I mean, what is there to say? We've just been unlucky. I don't know what else to tell you. It's just been that kind of a game. Oh, there you go. Sky Moore finding some room for about 15. Of course, Lattimore is having a really bad day against him. I mean, physically, it's not over. But and as far as realism goes, realistic chances pretty low. Maybe had the receiver. And that is a nuts throw by Gamble, who is just absolutely playing his heart out in this one. His teammates really aren't giving him the kind of effort he's given them, but still the game continues. And this one I think is going to have to be, just take the L, I suppose. Let's see if the blockers want to make a play. Of course, Sweat kind of playing on the interior. Can't really exactly tell how they're going to play this. Look like they have linebackers blitzing off the edge. And there is nobody there. The blocks are not really set up, but we wait for them. And Hawkins is going to gain about almost 20. Need my guys to get out there a little sooner, as they actually almost completely killed the plays. They almost stopped Hawkins from getting to the ball for the catch, let alone downfield. They're not ready for the read. Gamble's getting some blocks, and he's going to score. Nice play. Hit him with the read option right when they weren't expecting it, and we're still in it, kind of. Of course, no one told us to go for this, but triple read, I mean, it's kind of getting me thinking. Wow, they really made a good play there. They just went straight for us. Never even had a chance to pitch. He's so open, too, and just never let us get it off. It's so harsh. Bringing the man press. This is usually where they motion the running back out. And that could have been a pick six. Instead, it's going to be Tyler Lockett running all the way to the 40. That could have been the game changer we're looking for. Blitz may be canceled. We'll see. Tight end's kind of open. Of course, Anderson chasing down well, but still giving up 6. One missed throw from Dak, and I believe it was either a spike or a throwaway. I can't remember, but it wasn't an incompletion, like a pure incompletion. You know what I mean? Thank God they didn't run it, but I suppose Lockett's pretty open anyways. Back in the end zone. Anderson with the pick. Taps the feet down, has 2 people to cover, and while on the run, Dak throws an ill-advised one. 2 incompletions, one of them's a pick. That's a beaut. Of course, Lockett would have never caught it anyways, but unbelievable. Play action again. This one, I think, worked out for us last time. I can't really remember, actually. And that is about as safe as you're going to get. Ferguson finally getting involved. I don't remember if he even has a single catch. Maybe a couple of short ones similar to that. Had a couple of secondary routes that we could have threw a little bit deeper. Once again, I don't want to throw anything I don't have to just because it looks kind of open. And there goes Ferguson again. Catching it and running. I mean, I'll say it. Lattimore's getting burnt. He's getting absolutely killed. Heavy formation runs haven't really worked for us, but this one looks pretty promising. And we're going to get a lot of yards here. Hawkins, nice little stiff arm, gains about 13. Could be a quick throw to Ferguson, but you obviously got to worry a little bit about the cornerback running up. And that's exactly what he does. But Hawkins will gain 4, but picked up by Long on another hit stick fumble. Put that man on the freaking special teams, because I don't know how he picked it up so well. It kind of just went to him. I don't know how he catches it. I mean, that's insane. Got the slant look. Ferguson, they're going to press him, but they're probably going to win it down the field too. And there's just no way that's going to happen. I think it was Sky Moore, but he was trailing another receiver. And I thought, if the throw is not perfect, it's going to be intercepted by the guy leading. And we're just about to throw to Woodley, but once again, Sweat, the greatest defender of all time, is making a play here. Not really sure this helps us enough to take. I mean, we have to. It's 4th and 16. field goal just because it's just such a far range. No way. No way. Oh my god, dude. Well, good thing in our mind we didn't feel like the field goal mattered anyways, because we missed it. Lovely stuff, dude. I don't know why the momentum wouldn't be all on their side. We literally just had I mean, not a long... Oh, come on. Tackle, please. Please. We just had a long drive that literally ended up being nothing. If that isn't a demoralizer, I don't know what is. I mean, that's just brutal. I'd want to end my suffering. And a face mask after the first. Just let them in. Just let them in. Who cares? They're already in at the red zone. In a way, I'll be happier if they actually just score on us. Like, touchdown-wise. And, turn into the grudge there. Woolen just got torched. It was so congested. Like, it is man coverage, in fairness. Wow, Dak is like the GOAT of... He's just, when he plays us, he's the godliest player ever, I guess. That's just crazy, though. Of course, they're going to be doubling up on Ferguson, so that comeback route's going to be kind of irrelevant. Do have Woodley. He's going to gain about 7. But for us to have a chance in this one, we like almost have to hurry up at all times. Just going to take a shot here to Sky Moore. Once again, has Lattimore rattled. I feel like in almost any other situation, Lattimore's getting up there for the pick. Instead, he gets the swap because he's just so rattled. I'm going to be honest. I predetermined Woodley, and it took... And we missed the time. Oh, my... I'm actually kind of pissed. I ain't even going to lie. Because Lattimore has been awful all game, and he's just getting bailed out by his pass rush being god tier. I mean, in this play, Woodley's kind of open, but that guy could step up at any time. And, of course, you see, I'm like, Lattimore's running out there to stop Hawkins. And then I'm like, oh, great. He's not stopping Hawkins. He's going for the tight end, of course. Because when you're up by multiple possessions, and it's almost the fourth quarter, you obviously prioritize the short plays, right? You don't go for the deep shots. That would make no sense. We're just going with the read option. It's going to lead to nothing, getting just swallowed alive by freaking Trayvon Walker. I'm actually pretty pissed. I'm going to be honest. Like, this has been a rough stretch. And this one, outside of, that kind of play, has been uncontrollable stuff from our standpoint. And there goes Hawkins, but of course the dive from Keanu. Like, how many fumbles are we going to have? It's not easy to work against. Of course, they're literally doubling Ferguson like every play pretty much. A little late read, and Ferguson steals it, but hey, as long as it's caught, I don't really care. Another multiple pick game, which is just fantastic. Of course, it's really pissing me off that they're playing like inside leverage, and yet everything's covered. Like, obviously there, Woodley made a play, but inside leverage, you run the streak, they lock it down. Lattimore, fair enough, but Ferguson is just locked down by like some guy that's literally just as fast, if not slower, but obviously smaller than him. I don't know what that was, but it works out. Out of bounds doesn't really help us, but we're giving it the old college try. But I will admit I never tried college, so I'm not really sure how that plays a factor to me here. Of course, let's... I'm actually going to streak both, because in case it's somehow cover 2. It'd be a really weird look. And Woodley did have to jump up. There's 4 guys on him. I mean, what is this? Some sort of OnlyFans video? Like, what's going on here? So many dudes. And I predetermined that. Could have been grounded, but luckily they considered Hawkins to be in the vicinity. 4th and 2. Let's see if we can make a play. Of course, I don't know where Woodley went. I mean, he got pummeled on that one play, but I figured that was kind of like a one-off. If they would have got that with Neal, I would have been furious. I'm try to catch him with verts. Oh, there we go. And that throw might be too long. No, it's a dot. Touchdown, Ferguson. Finally catching him off guard. Of course, we're celebrating down by like 1 billion. Guys, this is something the Cowboys would do, not something that we do against the Cowboys. Of course, if this gets overturned, I'm going straight to the league offices after this and bringing a bat. I'm just saying. Of course, it is good as expected. Let the miracle begin. And that miracle, of course, is us just getting a stop, let alone winning the game. And he's going to gain about 1 yard on a run commit, which isn't terrible. Or we changed the lineup last second to go by speed. Who gives a damn about talent these days? It's all about speed. Oh my god, we just got insta-torched, dude. I even dropped our freaking coverages shorter because that's all they've been doing. It's literally impossible. Like, we literally cannot stop them. We literally have no answer. 45 points. Sure, the offense didn't help, but, I mean, the defense didn't help either. Like, the only stop we've had is when they run the ball. And might as well go with the press man freaking mid because they go with the insta-throw anyways, so. And there it is again! Good tackle by Josiah. This is pissing me off. Literally knew they were going to run, and it did not matter. It literally just didn't matter. Went with the inside press, the inside leverage, and they didn't care. And we kind of overran that, but almost a face mask again, which would have been kind of the game. We're going to come in again, play Woolen off a little bit. Kind of give him a lane, but Maddox closes it up. Too little, too late, too many fumbles. Defense wasn't good enough, and just an overall travesty, to be honest. The outside, and he literally catches it again. He's going to be short, which goes out of bounds. Of course they're going to go for it, but why wouldn't you? And, I mean, we're going to run commit. And at this point, a touchdown doesn't really hurt us. And we will get it. I mean, the quick throw Dak kind of, I don't know if you predetermined where we ran up on, but he hesitated, and it was enough. Not to say that we're going to win the game out of nowhere, but still better feeling than just losing straight up. Tutu Atwell's going to have to wait for the ball, and that's probably going to be against Gibbs. Legal block in the back. Love to see it, Gibbs. Good job. I mean, you fumbled earlier, and you want to take away first downs as well. What else you want to do? Want to just sack us next time and just get it over with? And that could be dangerous, as Sky Moore is going to catch it in motion. And he's down to the 3. What a play. The slant, which we really haven't hit often, right in stride. Perfect placement. Beautiful play. And Hawkins could be the recipient of another touchdown. Ooh. A little scary there. I kind of thought Ronnie wasn't going to follow, and he did. And it's not like I just want like a passing touchdown. I just don't think. Are they feeling okay? I just don't feel like the run to play is the way to go. Of course, the way they played that right there kind of proves it too. Just imagine if we didn't go for 2 or we didn't miss that field goal. It would have been a little bit more interesting of a situation, wouldn't it? And we're just going to run it with Gamble. I was kind of looking for Woodley, but we'll take that. 11-point deficit with 4 minutes left. The onside kick isn't really even about possession technically, but more or less the fact that we won't have enough time to get another possession, which, I mean, kind of is a possession. You know what I mean? Kind of. Lockett, of course, having a really good game today. Usually, it's not him. It's James Conner and Mark Andrews, but I suppose it's been a bit of a team effort. One-on-one, really good tackle there by Gabriel Cox. Could you imagine, though? This could get wild. I'm just saying. Could you imagine the choke of a century? And we're going to get locked up outside. Thankfully, that's going to take him out of bounds as well. 3rd and 6. This is a situation. Do we even have the personnel for this? I mean, technically. And good job, Woolen. It's not a pick. It should have been, but he makes the stop. And even with a field goal here, it's not the worst situation. Elliott's been prone to miss as well. And he will miss it by like a yard. Unbelievable. Could you actually imagine, though? Oh, not Gibbs, dude. Especially with the 3 down, they're probably going to read this. This might just be a dead play from the get. Linemen aren't going to get out there, but Gibbs will. He's going to gain a 6. Gamble, a couple of issues earlier in the game, but managing well in this tough, clutch-needed situation. Again, Ferguson has the leverage, but somehow that corner is just going to make a play on him that has just never been seen before in their lives. And our receivers are looking real slow. Gamble as well. The team is exhausted. All of that was for nothing if we don't at least make it close. Tight end, and he's under pressure, misses the throw. 4th and 3. Oof. Field goal from 63 out is a bit of a long shot when you need the touchdown anyways. If you're going for the tie or you're going for the win, I agree to go for that, but it's literally not even the end of the game if, you know, we still have more to do. I just don't think it's a good idea. I almost debate running it. Screw it, dude. And it was a good call. It works. Let's hurry up to the line. Let's spike the damn thing. I don't just want, you know, some random thing to happen. I want a good play call, and I like this. That is an insane throw. That also could be a late hit. Better not be a damn hold. And it will be a late hit. Sweat is human after all. Human sweat. To the 11, which I imagine stops the clock. This is going to be so painful if we do all this and we don't even get a chance for the game-winning drive. And we had the tight end in the back of the end zone. Gambles pretty much going to get nothing. I just can't trust these throws. Ferguson to the corner. Kind of want Woodley just to make a play over there. I'm taking that to Ferg. And he's going to catch it. What a dot. What a dot. And that's a really solid route. That is a beauty. Of course, they're going to say to go for 2 as long as it's not a pick 6, which even then, it's not the end of the world. I agree. Of course, the booth review. This is a crazy game. Imagine if you don't miss that field goal, though. No running back, as I feel like this is actually giving them a bit of a troublesome time. I actually want the inside receiver to wiggle. And we're just going to have to throw it. We're in trouble. Not, you know, didn't really work out. An onside kick. I mean, the field goal doesn't win them the game. I'm going to kick the onside. I just think we need the opportunity. I feel like we've gotten an onside kick before. Maybe not, though. Good hit. Try at least. So first down is still okay as long as it's the very first play. And they're going to go with 5 wide. I don't know the logic in this. I really don't know the logic in it. Of course, it's not a bad play. It gains them 4.5, but that was shocking. I was a bit surprised. We're going to be bringing the blitz here, of course. Once again, as long as we're not giving up a touchdown, it's not the worst thing in the world, whatever happens. And we're not going to get there in time, and we're not going to get over there. Like I said, not the worst thing in the world, but definitely not the preferable thing to happen. 2-minute warning. Fresh set of downs from the 19. Here it is. Where's our time for the fumbles? Like, this is, you know, I need a fumble now, please. Anderson, nice tackle. It's not going to be anything flashy, no hit sticks, but it's going to be a huge loss. Your wide receivers do have to be a little cautious, so we will with Melifanu, but that is going to be the primary look, is just to stop the run. And that's a really good one-on-one tackle. They're going to potentially play it safe and go for the field goal, it seems. We got a couple of receivers out there. I'm just saying, first down wins the game at the end of the day. And they will go for the throw. And he's going to throw it away. Of course, it's safer than throwing a pick 6, but that's a bit of a loss on that. Wade. Doesn't get it. No hitting the kicker. Down 8, we're going to have a chance for a crazy comeback. It's almost like it's destiny for it to happen, but I don't know. We'll see. You can literally fumble on the kickoff, so who knows. Pretty much forced to return it, though. Ooh. Trying to make a juke move and kind of look like we were about to get lit up. Nothing is really off limits, but I will say running the ball is probably something we won't do. And that's not an easy one, but it's a catch. First down. I mean, let's hurry up. Sky Moore's kind of open, and he's having the game of his career. Touchdown. Now the question is, did we score too soon? Oh my. I mean, I'm predetermined as hell hard to Ferg, but I'm going to be cautious. Touchdown! 2-point anyways. It's tied at 48 all! This would be so anticlimactic if the Cowboys just, like, get a one-play touchdown, or not even one play, but, like, it's like 10 seconds out, they're trying to get closer of a field goal, and they just win it or something. I don't know, but this is absurd. The way we were playing, the way the luck was happening, it just seemed like we were dead in the water. And now here we are, tied up at almost a 100-score game. It's going to be an underneath look. Come on, Stearns, do better. No timeout, there's a little questionable. I suppose maybe they're feeling it. Ooh, that would have been a really good run call. Burns got him in trouble and not going to throw it away. I'm going to call a timeout here. I think they're going to run the ball here because I think they've seen that they've sold hard. But I think that was the right call to call a timeout on that play. I mean, I don't know. Boys. Oh, my. That could have been bad. But, of course, that will take it to overtime. There is no shot, dude. Not sure why the punter decided to punt it. I'm getting the hell out of the way, though. I don't know if that was the intention or not. I don't know. That seemed a little sus. But looking at the snaps, we did play more on offense. We just sold more. A lot of passing yards. I don't know if we actually have the NFL record, but it's got to be actually really close. And we're going to go with heads. And it's heads. We could walk off with the win. He's literally 30 yards passing off of the NFL record for yards in a game. I feel like this happened in real life almost. We're like, some years back against the Cowboys, actually, in Wangwu. Trying to make a play. Don't do too much. Hey, relax. Crazy game. I think no matter what, this is a game of the year, maybe greatest game ever type of category right now. This is insane. Gonna go with the read option and looking pretty good. Gamble, don't fumble. Nice slip off. Hurdles. Oh, my. Gamble is determined. Touch pass 2-2 Atwell. Kind of worked that one time, but they do seem like they have it. But Ronnie is kind of slow, so we're going to still trust it. And we're going to have to cut it back inside. Try not to lose as many yards as possible. Did kind of have the edge contained, though, so I don't know. Run look with Hawkins. They kind of look like they're playing, like, manned up. And we're going to use that speed. He's got a block. Down to the 39-yard line. 100 yards in the game. Once again, sure, the record would be nice, but if we can get out of this game without having to throw it, why wouldn't we? Rather not make the quarterback have to throw a wild decision play. And, of course, these edge defenders. Of course, that one was Keanu Neal this time, but it's very hard to roll out, it seems. You got the streak with Woodley. Do you have the slant for Ferg? Kind of have to pay attention in case somebody jumps this. And wow, yeah, I mean, they brought the blitz, but I think he's going to got the back quick. Holy crap. I will say, for the Cowboys, a tie here would also pretty much be a win. Wouldn't physically be a win. It still could play a factor, but realistically, I don't know what else kind of... And there's Woodley. Sit down. There you go. You just knew the way they were lined up it was going to work. Dallas fans are like, uh-oh. This is looking kind of promising for these guys. I also really don't like the passing look here. Oh, I thought we did enough. Probably should have kept going. 73 did have the leverage on him if we would have went left. Woodley's kind of looking promising. I just want the block from Turner. Give us some time to maybe get Ferguson. And we're going to take that! Woodley! Touchdown, we win! Unbelievable! 6 touchdowns passing, 1 rushing. Gamble making mistakes, but overcoming all odds. And that is the actual greatest game of Madden franchise I've ever seen. It literally looked like we were dead in the water, and Dallas played too conservatively and choked. That's insane. I've actually, like, about to lose my voice. Like, it's actually crazy. Putting up a total of over 100 points in the game between the two. And this was a 12 o'clock game. Probably ran into the damn 7 o'clock slot just with the overtime, but holy crap. I don't know if he actually broke the NFL record, but he may have, passing yards-wise, if he doesn't get player of the week after that. I don't know who else will. That is an absurd game. That, in my opinion, solidifies him as the Rookie of the Year. and maybe even gets him a few votes for MVP. You just never know. And he did, not by a whole lot, but he has the NFL passing yard record in a game. That is insane. Obviously, it's going to say Dak had the better game, you know, with the passer rating, but it's just not even close. He obviously did not have the better game. Hawkins ended up having a pretty good performance on the ground. Gamble was solid on the ground. Gibbs fumbled on his one attempt, and we kind of just never trusted him from there after James Conner kind of got locked. Sky Moore! Oh my God. Of course, that's kind of what needs to happen if somebody's going to break the passing yard record. Somebody kind of needs to catch the ball, and Sky Moore came up clutch. Going up against Lattimore like 90% of the game as well. I mean, I almost say he deserves freaking player of the game more than Gamble, but obviously it's just never going to be the case. You know, player of the week in general, and of course, Sky Moore just unbelievable. Ferguson was great with 3 touchdowns. Woodley 103 yards. Lockett I thought did better than that, but apparently didn't. Defensively, they were all over us. Montez Sweat easily player of the week for defense. I mean, fumble recovery, a pick, multiple sacks. Should have been a pick 6 or a fumble 6, whatever one it was. I can't remember. Crazy performance. We had 3 sacks, but in a non-traditional way. Our edge rush was just not great in general, but unbelievable game. Both kickers missing a field goal. That was absurd. That was a crazy one. We do have an upgrade for Gamble. Speaking of, Newhouse with an upgrade as well. I mean, Gamble pretty much has to have a breakout next week, right? Like, it's literally, like, illegal if not. Not a great upgrade for Newhouse, but at least he does get a strength. And then for Gamble, I guess under pressure kind of stuff is really what matters the most. So whatever can do that. I guess improviser. So improviser is going to be the call, which will give him a +1 to throw power, 1 to under pressure, 1 to throw on the run, and 1 to short. All the kind of stuff that matters a lot to this man. Really good upgrade, actually. Unbelievable. Of course, we scored 21 points. We scored 30-plus points. Forced 2 turnovers. We only got 1. Recovered 3 fumbles. I maybe forgot to change that one, I'm going to be honest. But, wow, that is crazy. Of course, even after that game and even after the rest of the league hasn't played yet, he's still not on that top 3 list. But really crazy season so far for him. 626 yards rushing as well. Like I said, may legitimately get MVP votes. Where is he? Number 4. I'm saying. Don't think he's going to win it, but even after this week, he might be 6, 7 at worst. He's making a late push. And, of course, with that win, we are a 1 game, maybe 1.5. I'm not really sure. You know, the tiebreakers are, it's super complex. Maybe 1.5 games, maybe only half a game. It's not really how that works. 1 game away from taking the division back. I'm not sure. But, of course, the Niners, the Chargers, and Seahawks are how we finish. Don't know what their roster looks like. Don't know what the win-loss looks like. But what I can tell you is I do not think I will ever play another Madden game as crazy as that. I mean, that's insane. That's crazy. I don't know if I've said that enough. I feel like I don't think I've mentioned how crazy or insane the game was, to be honest. So at least I mentioned it there. Of course, if you guys enjoy this game, and if you didn't, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe leave a like. Maybe subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, appreciate your continued support. That was it was insane. It was, you know, I didn't know what else to say. It's just like, that's all it is. It's just wild. There we go. It's wild. What a wild game. Wild, wild, wild. Of course, maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays for non-Madden stuff, which I've neglected a little bit. Probably actually just going to do a double Nighthawks upload because I'm actually excited for this to get posted because this was just such a fun game and obviously super close and just, once again, wild as hell. And, yeah, probably some sort of rebuild tomorrow. Monday, I don't know if I'm going to do a special 4th of July upload or anything like that, or what's the story. I'm not really sure what I could do. If there's any ideas, let me know in the comment section below. Might just be a non-upload, chill out, you know, don't worry about anything kind of day. But we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, crazy game. See ya.